Absolute shockwaves have just hit the cricket world. The Bangladesh Cricket Board has dropped an unbelievable bombshell. Despite the terrifying militant warnings demanding all foreign players flee the Pakistan Super League immediately, Bangladesh has completely defied the terror threat and officially stood their ground. They have officially cleared their absolute biggest superstars, including the lethal Mustafizur Rahman, to travel to Pakistan. The BCB released a massive public statement shockingly citing absolutely no security concerns regarding the tournament. This incredibly bold move has completely stunned the global cricket community, who are expecting a mass exodus. To understand how massive this is, we have to look at the deep, complicated history of cricket security in Pakistan. Ever since the tragic 2009 attacks in Lahore, international teams have been incredibly cautious about touring the country. For years, Bangladesh was actually one of the strictest boards, frequently refusing to send their national team across the border. So why the sudden massive change of heart right in the middle of an active, highly public militant threat? The BCB has placed absolute, unwavering faith in the PCB's promise of presidential-level state-backed security protocols. We are talking about thousands of elite commandos, aerial surveillance, and impenetrable biosecure bubbles for the players. But there is a massive tactical secret here. The ongoing petrol shortage crisis is actually helping security. Because the PSL is being played strictly behind closed doors with zero fans, the stadiums are infinitely easier to secure. Without tens of thousands of people moving in and out of the gates, the terrifying risk of crowd infiltration drops to zero. Now let's talk about the absolute massive impact of Mustafizur Rahman, the Fizz, staying in the tournament. He is arguably the greatest death-over specialist in the world right now, completely vital to his PSL franchise's title hopes. While other teams are losing their overseas stars to panic in the IPL, Mustafizur's loyalty is a massive relief for his owners. He is sending a massive message by honoring his contract when it would be incredibly easy to simply walk away. Fans are already labeling him one of the bravest players of the modern era for completely defying the armed warnings. For the Pakistan Cricket Board, this is an absolutely monumental diplomatic victory on the global stage. It highlights a massive, growing brotherhood and incredible solidarity between the major Asian cricket nations. But it also puts an unbelievable amount of pressure directly onto the Western cricket boards like England and Australia. While Steve Smith has boldly arrived, Cricket Australia is still nervously monitoring the situation hour by hour. Will the ECB pull their English superstars out, or will they follow Bangladesh's incredibly confident lead? The global sports media is absolutely heavily divided over the BCB's shocking and highly controversial decision. Some international pundits are calling it incredibly reckless, accusing the BCB of gambling with their players' lives. But others are heavily praising the undeniable tiger spirit, refusing to let militants dictate the sport of cricket. As the Bangladeshi players board their flights, they are taking an absolute, undeniable leap of faith. Mustafizur looks completely unfazed, mentally ready to wage a purely cricketing war on the pitches of Pakistan. Upon arrival, they will be greeted with the tightest, most intense security ring ever seen in franchise cricket history. They will immediately enter an impenetrable biosecure bubble, isolated entirely from the massive chaos outside. This tournament has officially transformed into a massive symbolic battle, the pure joy of cricket versus the fear of terror. Despite the petrol shortages, empty stadiums, and armed threats, the PCB is absolutely determined that the show must go on. The internet is currently exploding with viral tweets, with Pakistani fans massively saluting the BCB's courage. Bangladesh has just earned an unbelievable, unprecedented level of respect from the incredibly passionate Pakistani fan base. But we have to ask, what is the massive psychological toll this takes on the actual players inside the bubble? Can a bowler truly focus on executing a perfect Yorker when heavily armed guards are patrolling the boundaries? If anyone can handle it, it is Mustafizur. He is famous for having absolute ice in his veins during extreme pressure. This season is no longer just about winning the massive trophy. It is the ultimate test of survival for the league itself. The BCB's decision shines a massive spotlight on the true meaning of loyalty in modern franchise cricket. It heavily shames the overseas superstars who use the threat as a convenient excuse to chase the massive IPL money. Bangladesh has proven today that undeniable courage and brotherhood are worth far more than a massive paycheck. The International Cricket Council has remained incredibly quiet. Will they officially endorse this massive security operation? Because if even a single minor security breach occurs, the PCB and the BCB will face absolutely devastating consequences. A failure here wouldn't just ruin the PSL. It could completely destroy international cricket in Pakistan forever. That is exactly why they are fighting so incredibly hard. They are fiercely protecting the future of the sport for the next generation. The absolute unwavering confidence shown by the Bangladesh board might just be the massive turning point for this tournament. Their incredible bravery could trigger a massive domino effect, convincing hesitant players from other nations to stay. The stage is officially set for the most dramatic, heavily guarded, and highly anticipated tournament in history. Let's completely shift gears and look deeply at what this massive decision means for the actual players involved. Imagine the incredibly intense, heavy conversations happening inside the Bangladesh national dressing room right now. The massive pressure isn't just on them. Their families back home are undoubtedly terrified watching the chaotic news cycle. Ultimately, the BCB gave the players the choice, and they bravely chose to step directly into the roaring fire. Once they cross that boundary rope, they have to completely erase the threats and focus entirely on the cricket ball. Playing in incredibly massive, empty stadiums will create an eerie, unnatural silence that will test their mental focus. Without the massive roar of the crowd to hype them up, they will have to generate their own absolute intensity. The intense bio-bubble isolation, combined with the extreme security, will heavily drain them both physically and mentally. This tournament will absolutely separate the true, elite mental warriors from the players who crumble under extreme pressure. And Mustafizur Rahman is completely ready to prove why he is feared as one of the most dangerous bowlers alive. Now, let's dive into the massive tactical shift that this unique, highly dangerous situation creates for the franchises. Coaches are frantically rewriting their entire tactical playbooks to adapt to the bizarre, empty stadium conditions. With absolutely zero fans in the stands, the massive, traditional concept of a home advantage is completely dead. However, the eerie silence means players can actually communicate and hear tactical calls perfectly across the entire field. Every single stump mic comment, every tactical shout, and every frustrating sigh will be heavily broadcast to the world. Broadcasters are facing a massive nightmare, desperately trying to inject excitement into a completely silent, locked-down venue. Expect massive, heavy use of artificial stadium music and fake crowd noise to completely mask the eerie, uncomfortable silence. Due to the severe threat, even some massive international commentators might be forced to call the game from remote studios. But for absolute cricket purists, this isolates the game down to its purest, most raw, and completely unedited form. It is an absolute, undeniable gladiatorial battle of pure bat versus pure ball, with zero outside distractions. We are witnessing an absolutely massive, historic moment that will be heavily analyzed by cricket historians for decades. The incredible bravery of the Bangladesh Cricket Board has cemented a massive, unbreakable alliance with Pakistan. Whoever manages to absolutely conquer the pressure and lift the PSL trophy this year will achieve legendary status. It will be remembered as the absolute hardest-fought, most mentally grueling franchise victory in the history of the sport. This is no longer just a massive sports tournament. It is an incredible, undeniable story of absolute survival. By stepping onto the pitch, these absolute superstars are single-handedly defeating the cowardly tactics of fear and terror. They are heavily inspiring millions of young, passionate kids across the globe to never back down from a massive challenge. In the absolute truest sense, players like Mustafizur Rahman are the massive modern-day heroes of the cricketing world. The eyes of the entire world are completely locked onto Pakistan right now, watching this massive drama unfold live. This tournament is an incredible reminder that the absolute pulse of cricket beats strongest during the darkest times. And the massive social media war surrounding this decision is absolutely blazing across every single platform right now. Critics are aggressively attacking the BCB, calling the decision a massive, reckless PR stunt that risks lives. Keyboard warriors are heavily flooding the comment sections, demanding the ICC step in and immediately halt the entire league. But an absolute massive army of defenders is fiercely fighting back, praising the unyielding courage of the players. Massive hashtags like Cricket Wins and Brave BCB are currently trending absolutely globally across all major networks. The PCB is also working incredibly hard to aggressively shut down massive waves of fake news designed to cause panic. It is an absolute, undeniable PR battle of epic proportions, fighting to completely control the massive global narrative. Every single positive photo and video released from the incredibly secure training camps sends a massive, reassuring message. Seeing superstars like Mustafizur smiling and practicing completely normally is the absolute best weapon against the fear. It completely extinguishes the massive panic and brilliantly forces the focus directly back onto the actual game of cricket. As the massive countdown to the first ball officially begins, the tension in the air is absolutely, undeniably electric. When the umpires finally walk out to start this incredibly controversial tournament, it will be a truly monumental sight. They are completely unlocking a brand new, highly resilient era of franchise cricket in the face of absolute danger. The massive question now shifts from will they play to who will absolutely dominate and win this historic title. With matches locked exclusively to Lahore and Karachi, the massive, bitter rivalry between these two cities will completely explode. Expect absolute fireworks on the pitch as the players release all this massive, pent-up anxiety into their performances. The Bangladesh Cricket Board has made an absolutely massive, completely fearless decision that changes everything. Mustafizur Rahman and his incredible teammates are true warriors, completely refusing to let the terrorists win. This is the absolute biggest story in world sports right now, and we will be covering every single massive update. Was the BCB right to defy the massive terror threat? Drop your exact thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Cricket Corner.